Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. So today I have Sharina Rudison Evans here with me, and she's going to share a little bit about her story. But before we do that, if you are new to my channel or if you've been following my channel, what I really want this channel to be about is people just coming on, sharing their stories, their experiences, and things that they have learned. I think that we can all grow, learn, and be inspired by others. And so that's what this is all about. So Sharina is on today, and we're going to talk about overcoming. And Sharina has overcome an addiction, and she's going to tell her story on that. But before we get into that, Sharina, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Sharina. I'm 37. Um, I am married to Joshua Evans. I have three beautiful kids. My oldest is Xavier, Mario, and then Bailey. That's my baby girl. And right now, I'm just enjoying the living life.
Okay, good. So, Sharina, one of the things that made me want to invite you on is I feel like you're really transparent about where you were and not being in that place anymore. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. I love the transparency, the authenticity that comes with that. And we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about just kind of how the addiction started or what led you to whatever that was.
Okay. So back in October of 2003, I was pregnant with twins. I had them, but it was like a miscarriage. My little boy lived for a few minutes, and then my little girl lived for a couple of hours. And when I left the hospital, they prescribed me painkillers, and they would help me sleep. And going through what I was going through, that's all I wanted to do was sleep, like just sleep it off, just sleep it away. And then Tracy, it got to a point where um I had to take them to even just get out the bed. And it started like that, like, okay, I'm just gonna take one here, one there. And then it led to me looking for them, like just trying to find someone who would give me some. And then that led to me buying them. And when I started buying them, I knew, like, what you doing. But like I said, I like the feeling. It just turned into I had to have them to even function.
Okay, so that was back in 2003. So how long did the addiction last?
Up until 2019.
Wow.
A long time.
That is a long time. So what was kind of like your moment when you realized like I have a problem, like, or like you felt like this is out of my control?
Okay, for one, when I didn't have them, I would just have these bad mood swings. It was like my body was doing crazy stuff. Like I just had to have them. I would start like using the bathroom. I couldn't get up out the bed. Um, I even went so far as to like start going to the dentist, getting my teeth pulled just to get pain pills. And I didn't have a toothache. I didn't wasn't nothing. I started going to doctor offices saying this was wrong, that was wrong, and none of it was true. I did that to get a prescription. And I knew then that it was out of control, lying, stealing, doing whatever I had to do to get them.
Mhm. And so how did that impact like your family, your children? Like what was going on when they were seeing you in that?
Well, it started, people would tell them, your sister's out here buying this, buying that. they didn't want to believe it. And of course they became defensive, and they would come and ask me, and I was like, no, that ain't true. And then my appearance started telling it all. Lost a lot of weight, got real dark in the face. I distanced myself from family. I wouldn't go around. Um, like I said, if I didn't have medicine, I would like nut up on them or just stuff like that.
Mhm. And so in 2019, what happened that's led to you going through your recovery process?
Okay. Okay. In the midst of my addiction, I got put on probation. And of course, I didn't abide by none of their rules. So I went on the run from the police. And I ran for 3 years. And when they caught me, they locked me up in the jail, and I started detoxing really bad. It was so bad that I had to go to the hospital. And like I didn't eat for 4 days. I just I like it just really like felt like I was about to die. And I just started praying. I just went into prayer mode. I prayed and I prayed to God. I prayed to my mama, like, please come to the agreement and help me. Like, I know I'm a strong person. My mama have always told me that. And I know that. And I was sitting in that jail. And when it was all said and done, I got sent to a program called RSAT. And there you find out like what is addiction, what is the underlying issue that caused your addiction. And I had to face all of that. I had to like, damn, like this is it, like this is what's going on. And I told myself then, I was like, this it. I can't do this anymore, because in the process of, like my addiction, I lost my mom. Um, I lost my kids to family. I didn't have anywhere to stay. Um, doing this, that, and the third to get money. Um, and I was just like, this is it. I can't do this no more. My family, they tried to send me to 2 or 3 rehabs, and I would only go to satisfy them. I didn't want it.
Mhm.
And that time around, I said, like, this is what I want to do. I want to stop. And that's what I did.
That is so key when you said that, because sometimes I think when families are trying to help people that are in addiction, or whether it's alcohol, drugs, like whatever it may be, right? They're like, we're trying to help you go, but the person has to want it so that it works, right?
Right. Right. And I wanted it. I wanted it real bad. I done did all the wrong things. I wanted to see what it was like to do all the right things.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So when you went through that program, you came home, and then what happened when you came
Okay. When I came home, I came out onto another program. And it's an 18 to 24-month program. And they do random drug tests. We do classes. It's different phases we have to go through. And they don't play around, like either you want it or you don't.
home?
And and I could say, like, I wanted it, so I was eager to learn and move up phases and determined to pass all my drug tests. And so with that program, like, I would just sit in the house. I wouldn't go anywhere. I was scared to do this, that, and the third, thinking, oh, they're gonna lock me back up. And then I reached out to a friend of mine that I had before I got, and when we um when we started back hanging out, he just let me know, like, this is what's up, like, you looking good, like, whatever I can help you with, just let me know, like. And he motivated me to, like, you can do this, you can do it. And that's what it was. And another thing, looking at my kids, one of my middle son, he told me, he said, "Mama, I like this new you."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "What you mean?" And he said, like, "You don't have an attitude no more. Like, you don't lay down and sleep all day. Um, you don't have all that black them black spots in your face." And that it hurted me, but it also motivated me also. Yes.
Yeah. So, you have been married now for almost a year. And
Yes.
so, talk about like you and Josh and just how having his love and support as your husband has been impactful as you're going through this process.
Right. It's been the love and support has been very real. I mean, I can't even describe like the amount of love and support this man have for me. Like, and I can't believe it, considering, I have a bad past. And he looked over all of that. He was like, "I love you for you. And I'm gonna be here with you every step of the way." Yes.
Yeah, I love that. And that's one of the things too, because like with me and Landry, it's so funny because all through high school, nothing like I never knew him, like never saw him until we started going to church together. And I feel like I've done a lot of things that I'm not necessarily proud of either, but I love the fact that I have this opportunity to be married to someone who's like, I know all of these things about you, but I love you. And to me, like you're worthy of this love, and I'm going to do all that I can to make you happy, to love you the way that you're supposed to. So it's key. Like
Yes.
I'll tell you that, like who you marry matters in every sense because it's going to really impact who you are. Because Sharina, if you hang out with a different dude, right, who's to say that you would still be on this same path? So I think that it's beautiful that you have him, right, to love you through and to kind of keep you encouraged and motivated.
Yes. And that he do, Tracy. I mean, like, from the time we wake up until the time we lay down and go back to sleep, like, his support is real. I mean, like, he'll wake me up at 6:30. "Hey, get up and call in, see what you have to test today." And I'm like, "All right, I'm getting up now." I mean, like, he can be at work. He's gonna call. If I don't answer the phone, he's gonna call granddaddy. He's gonna make sure I get up and call and see, "Hey, do she have to test today?" You know. And not only like he's my best friend,
Right.
and we talk. I don't hide anything from him. We openly talk, and we're very honest with each other.
Yeah.
When I on days I feel like um I can't do this. Like, this is too overwhelming. I can't. He was like, "There ain't no such thing as I can't. We got this. We gonna do this." And I love that about him. You know.
Yeah. That makes me happy to hear that because I think that everybody deserves that type of love, you know? So I
Yes.
think, to be in it and then to see you and other women that I know get that love from their husband, I think it's a beautiful thing. So I know you have Josh, and I know Josh has like a really good family, and then like you have your family. So in addition to Josh, like tell me about how like your sisters, because I know y'all are close, and then like Josh's family, like how they all keep you on track and everything as well.
They do. First of all, it's my mother-in-law. Her name is Sharon, and she's like the second mother figure to me. Like, she bar none. If I'm wrong, she gonna tell me. And she teaches me something new every day, Tracy. I mean, she loves me and my kids unconditionally. I mean, like, I didn't even have a when I before we got married or whatever, I was still showing a prison ID because I don't know if I just forgot it or just didn't care, but I didn't even have a Georgia ID to show when I went into stores and stuff. And I mean, she got me on track with everything. My license, um, just she just goes above and beyond for me and my kids. And the amount of love is unconditional. I mean, is real. Yes. And my sister, my twin sister, she's the most, and then my sister, you know, probably come out this time because like I done said it so many times, all right, I'm done with that. But show through it. But like, and they tell me we're proud of you every day. Every day. Yes.
That's good. So, Sharina, you don't mind on social media um, posting pictures from that time in your life, or even when you post pictures of you now, you may put a quote just about dealing with their addiction. Why have you been so open about it on social media? Because social media is a good thing, right? I mean, but it can also sometimes be negative because people are judging, they can talk about you. But why are you so open about your story on there?
Because I want to let everybody know, Tracy, that we do recover. You know, we do recover. It's I mean, it's a battle every day. It's a battle every day. The one wrong move and you can just spiral back out of control.
Mhm.
And like where I'm from, the whole town seen me in active addiction. And it's just a reminder to myself that I can do it. No matter what they say, what they heard, what they believe, I can do it. And that we do recover.
Yeah. And I know
Yeah.
you posted something a couple of weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and someone commented and they were like, Sharina, you are my inspiration. How did that make you feel?
I wanted to cry. I was like, that's what I was going for. If I can just motivate one person, because I don't know, like I just wanted to just reach one person. And I think I tagged you in it, like, look at this. And I couldn't believe somebody told me that, you know?
Yeah. And I think it goes to show too, like, you never know who's watching. And even if they're not, like commenting
Right.
or, even hitting the like or love button, they can still be inspired by what they're seeing or whatever. So, like, um, what's next? Like, what's your plan? Like with your story? Like, what do you just gonna continue to share it as you go through?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's what I plan on doing. And one day I hope to, like, me and my sister talked, and she said, maybe you should go around telling your story. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, you know.
I think there's power in our story, So I think whenever you're comfortable and you kind of figure out what that be, but I do think that there's a place for it, there's a need for it, for people to hear and see. So, what would you say to someone that is struggling with an addiction? And what would you say to the family of someone that they know is struggling with an addiction and or in their recovery, just as some encouragement?
Okay, what I want to say to someone that might have an addiction or that's in addiction, I want to say the only way out is through. And you have to want it. You can't do it for nobody else, not kids, not your spouse, not your mom, not your dad. You have to want it. And and it'll you'll get through it. By the grace of God, you'll get through it and have faith. And what I want to say to the family of an addict, just continue to pray for them, love them, and support them. Because honestly, without that, my family was there every step of the way. So, I had a little ease in knowing, like, my kids are not across here, there, everywhere. My family has them. Um, or, I don't know this, that. No, my family, they was there every step of the way. They did not accept my behavior. They did not like the fact. I embarrassed them, and they continued to support me, pray for me, and was there for me.
So one last question. I mean, you just mentioned faith, and so I wanted to kind of ask you about how your faith has also played a part um, in this process that you've gone through.
Right. A girl told me, she invited me into a prayer group in prison. And at first, they would all go and I was just sitting there. And I was like, girl, it ain't no hope for me. I'm not going with y'all. She told me, she said, just have faith the size of a mustard seed. And I went with her like the next 2 or 3 times. And it's not that I didn't have faith. Well, I'm gonna say I didn't have faith because I didn't see a way out. I thought like, hey, this is me. Like this just gonna be me till the end. And no, I had faith, and I learned to trust God more and more each day.
Yeah.
I used to question like, why this happened to me, or why it didn't happen to this person or that person. But I think I went through that for a reason, and that's just what made me who I am today.
I agree. So Sharina, thank you so much for coming on. Let me tell y'all, I made like a list of stuff I wanted to talk about. And I wrote down people names of who I wanted to come on. And I told Sharina this already, but I was so nervous to ask Sharina to come on and talk about it because I know that like this is more detailed, right? Like this is more than what normally goes on social media. And so I'm like, I don't know how much she may be willing to share, but I believe that there was going to be like power behind it. And I believe in my heart that people will see it and will be inspired and encouraged. So Sharina, thank you so much for coming on. Like from my heart,
You're
thank you
welcome.
so much. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Before we go, like, is there any like one last thing that we didn't talk about that you think is important, or anything else that you wanted to share?
No, ma'am.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly hope that you have got something from this that you can use in your own lives. So, Sharina, thank you again, and everyone. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe.